Trouble keeping up with the Joneses? Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Coach, well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. From the 41, Winston. It's complete. James White fighting through it. He's got space. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll run with Scott, and he stopped immediately there. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
He's got it to Williams. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
He had no sign of him cooling down at all.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the 1st as well. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with 1st downs on each play.
Rodgers on target to Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some
looks for White, but it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6. And just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To throw is Winston. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The numbers for Jones last week, the hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him and feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
51 to Mike, boy. Hey, Charlie. I think you got it, son. Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slip.
From the 41, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Check now. You got 58.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's got some space here. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
13 yards, first down, Packers.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Hey, check 26. Hey, orbit. Check 31. Hey, black.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. His throw incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
88. Hey, Foxtrot.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And avoids the contact by sliding. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Got a man open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork to be able to put it all together, but that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe.
Push him back. No ball. Bang, bang. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Ricky.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation, because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
The ball carried by the wide receiver.
So the ref makes a call. No touchdown there. Wipe it off the board. Rodgers to throw once more. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Again, he was looking for Davante Adams, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays.
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover, because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An update from Buffalo. And the Ravens have opened it up a bit, leading by a couple of scores. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. 20! And give them a gain of 37.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Jones. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Watch it.
Jameis to throw it. And break. The tight end's got it. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The Bucs on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Winston. He's got his man. It's Williams. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 33.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So here are the Packers now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
From the 29, Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. 11 yards there, first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On first down, Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Hey, Alpha.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground with White. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
So don't say nothing. Check. Crunch. And go.
On the draw, it's White. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This is taken around the 12. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go going. Yeah, here we go again. Here we go again. Hey, alert 3. Check.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. The 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
Let's go, Buck.
That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed. And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
Now they're right down here looking for 6. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. Well, they need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Hey, let's get this, get this.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 4th down.
They're still going to go for it on 4th and goal, even after the penalty. No sign of the field goal team.
It's gonna be a long day.
And they will take a knee here.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys. But you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Now Winston. It's complete to Williams. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Terrence Williams. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to get a score back.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Hauschka adds the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after 59.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Levante David in on the tackle.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
60 yards. Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll go again to Jones. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They'll go with Jones. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're 2. You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Packers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon.